it's a false number because you're not going to have actual people voting. If anything, you would have different forums around the country where people would throw their hat in the ring. Maybe they'd make a certain bar of percentages or money, and then they have a discussion, and then it's decided, it would seem, in the convention by delegates, Democratic delegates in the convention in Chicago. So, it's not a primary essence of voters voting. It would be Democratic, delegates, and it becomes, I heard Dan Moreno say, back in the faith-filled rooms of Chicago, that you maybe get a nominee. I think, it's going to be a fascinating process. I think that the overall sense that Kamala Harris may be the one that gets the most benefit initially, but it's not clear, at least from this letter, that he's throwing his support behind her.
Well, and I played some sound from UVA Professor Larry Sabato last hour, basically saying that there are rules in the Democratic rules that allow for delegates to vote their conscience. And so if there's not a clear-cut nominee going into the convention, we could be looking at really an unprecedented situation, no?
Yes, it could be wide open. But the super delegates can vote how they want on the second ballot, but the legit Democrats have a lot more leeway than Republicans as far as that process on voting on different ballots. But nobody thought of ever get to this. Conventions, as you know, are mostly endorsing factories that are designed to tell the narrative. We've never seen an election like this, where one side, the opponent, has attempted assassination of former president, attempted assassination just 6-7 days ago, and then the other side has such a horrific debate performance and the fallout from it that his party managed it. And it wasn't just the 37 Democrats who spoke out. It was a whisper campaign, as you know, in Washington, and more importantly, the donors had left and the money had dried up. So it became untenable. The question is, what happens to this presidency, and is there pressure on that aspect of it as well?
I would say that people have heard of it, but I started with Harris sooner than later. Better chance in November, I guess, obviously, it's with the open denial.
Yeah, obviously, it doesn't sound like this letter he sent me down. It doesn't need the nomination. But it raises all kinds of questions about world leaders, how they look at the situation. This is a very unstable time for our country. We've got to get all the way to the vote. One side of the political spectrum is really up in the air right now. And there's a lot of people probably rethinking what they may have to do at this moment.
That's it. We want to be set for our next week morning. That's 2:05 Eastern. And President Biden, in the last few minutes, put out a statement on X saying that he is going to step aside from the 2024 presidential race. He said he plans to fill his visiting term. He could not mention working with Senate Vice President Kamala Harris. He is suggesting that that's Senate Democrats in chaos just months before election day. Massive not even 37 Democrats have come forward and participated to say that they were calling for President Biden to step aside today. That 4 weeks the press in the open that is your reaction to this earthquake in politics. This was not unexpected. However, given the time, given the brevity of time that we have, as we announced in the election in November, that this is without a doubt an absolute earthquake for Democrats because now they have the candidates who secured more than 4,000 delegates. Well, that's the Vice President all of this letter today. He thanked her because he did not specifically endorse her. So now the coalition will have to figure out where do they go from here. I would submit to you that if they can choose someone other than Kamala Harris,
it could be a massive amount of blowback to the Democrats, in particular among their most reliable voting bloc, African American women. I also submit this to you as well. As you and I watch the numbers continue to climb over the weekend, like verse 32, 33, 35, 37, I got the sense, as I'm sure many of the folks watching at home got, that this was a president who was on the ropes and would eventually have to succumb to the pressure. Would it happen today? Might it happen sometime next week? It happened suddenly, but not altogether surprisingly, Mike.
And some of the pressure coming from longtime allies like former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, former President Obama behind the scenes. What about that, Kevin?
Yeah, you know what? I talked to a few operatives, and obviously, having covered several White Houses, I happen to know some people who are, as we say in the business, president for Obama, they work for the Democrats, and I work for the Biden team on the Biden campaign, and there was a real sense that the president felt disrespected by some of the Obama camp, disrespected by the former speaker, because he felt like they were orchestrating this from behind. Remember, he's been in this town in Washington for a half century now. So he's a guy who feels like he's done a lot of favors. Some on the record, a lot of them off the record. He's made his way to get to this point. He feels like he deserved better. But as I pointed out throughout our conversation about this over the last several weeks, sometimes it's just business. And for Democrats, they felt like he was too weak to win, so that they could get changed.
Great one, Kevin. 4 o'clock in the Oak Beach, Delaware. Kevin, thanks very much. That was the chief of analysts for the some of the current Washington decades
Well, I think this is the case of the president making peace with the reality that he couldn't win the support with anything away from him. That just Brett Baird had pointed out to try support him for him among major leaders within his own party had slipped away from him. And in addition to that, the polling was negative, very bad. His pride, I think, is what kept this decision open for as long as it did. But I think when we look back on the history of this time, like, it will be believed by everybody that this outcome became inevitable once that debate happened, and he did so poorly in it.
Does it seem even more grit when you consider that Pelosi, Schumer, people he served with for decades, for not leading the charge against him?
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it has. And Thomas is over there. And these people have been analyzed, and no doubt that Kevin Corporal, he done things to them as they actually see him as well. And for him to be abandoned as he was by them must have stung him very much, and perhaps caused him to dig in his heels for as long as he did. But this is, I think, an important time what he's seen as inevitable.